the Red Terror was a unique Tyranid organism thought to be based on the Ravana strain. It was part of Hive Fleet Kraken's invasion into the galaxy, appearing 2 years before the official start of the invasion in year 990 of Millennium 41. Although its genetic structure is similar to that of a Ravana, the Red Terror is a far more efficient killer. Covered in a blood-red carapace and armed with multiple sets of vicious scything blades and a maw so wide it can swallow a human whole, the Red Terror is a truly advanced predator. Some records describe the creature being the same size as a Ravana, while some claim that it's far larger, closer to the monstrous size of a Trigon. The Imperium first came into contact with the Red Terror on a planet called Devlan Primus, an Imperial mining world located on the eastern fringe. The lurking predator emerged from the darkness of an old mining tunnel and entered a nearby starport complex, tearing through its lightly defended perimeter. It preyed upon the Imperial defenders stationed there, who were caught completely off guard by the previously unseen terror, slaughtering them one by one before retreating back into the mining tunnel to consume the mangled human remains. Over 24 personnel had been killed after the creature's first attack. Each time it returned, more and more defenders were hunted down and either ripped apart with razor-sharp talons or devoured whole by its vicious maw. Eventually, a search and destroy team was sent into the mining tunnels to eradicate the Tyranid menace, only to meet the same bloody fate as those before them. With the security forces on Devlan Primus faring poorly, a civilian evacuation was ordered to prevent further loss of life. Though this brief period of 20 days was the first and last time the Red Terror was ever recorded to have been seen, it's entirely possible that all other encounters with the creature simply yielded no survivors. Following the evacuation, one of the transport vessels that fled from Devlan with its cargo of refugees arrived at the nearby world of Adri's Hope. The giant mining freighter was ominously dark and silent. No communication was received from its pilots as it began its automated landing protocols far from habitation. An inspection team was dispatched to investigate this mysterious ship, but to their horror, all they found was an empty, blood-spattered husk. All the passengers on board had been mercilessly butchered to their last. As the inspection team delved further into the tangled mess, they discovered evidence of monstrous claw marks and talon scrapes littered throughout the gore-soaked corridors. It was suspected that quarantine protocols had been breached in the rushed evacuation efforts, allowing a Tyranid organism to get on board. However, there was no sign of the dreaded creature behind it. Whatever the murderous entity was, and what became of it, remained a mystery. 3 weeks later, the surface of Adri's Hope was little more than a blood-soaked ruin. It had suffered the same fate as that of Devlan Primus. The Red Terror had claimed yet more victims. What became of the Red Terror after the events of Devlan Primus is unknown. It's possible that the Red Terror was an early attempt by the hive mind at creating the larger Morlock and Trigon bioforms frequently encountered on the battlefields of the 41st millennium. Some Imperial researchers have suggested that the Red Terror could have been the first Tyranid Ravana, an experiment by the hive mind to create a fast-moving killing machine that could appear without warning and devour its prey whole.